to the school. I will take the rat for you, and I can take Hamir with me. Perhaps his connections to the investigative agency will help us. I wish you all luck and haste. Please hurry and see to Theron's safety. And I'm going to use that opportunity to off-screen these two now NPCs. But you all stand outside the Lowtown looms.
They walk 15 feet and get hit by a cart. Never see them again.
They walk 15 feet and fade from existence like any good NPC.
Also a good option.
Keep posting the whole way.
Into the Force. They're gone. Force spirits.
Wayne just turns around as he evaporates.
Putting up a piece. I'm
Alright,
sorry,
guys.
I'll stop joking.
You are outside Lowtown looms. Crisis calls to you from Navarro Clinic. What do you do?
Well, with that issue sorted, I suppose there's nobody better to take my rat anyways. Suppose we should go with Odin's offering and go and see what we can do about the clinic.
I cannot say for sure if we will encounter more hostilities, but if you feel like you would rather split off from us and go back to Avalon with Axel and Hamir and take the rat to Grimshaw, please. Time is of the essence here.
Well, they've already kind of faded away, so I feel like I should be going with you.
They already evaporated, so I guess.
They've already despawned.
How is the rat looking? Is it still?
It is well contained within its hastily but well constructed trap.
But it's still active and.
Oh, it didn't take any damage.
Okay.
He captured it, and basically, it didn't have a chance to fight back.
Very well. Let us go. And he'll take off back towards the clinic.
All right.
Okay.
Smoke clogs your lungs before you reach the clinic gates. The once quiet building is ablaze, its windows shattered, its upper floor a skeleton of beams and fire. Flames leap from the rooftop like a living creature, clawing at the darkening sky. Locals form a disorganized line, passing buckets of water in desperation, their eyes wide with fear and disbelief. The scent of scorched medicine and burning herbs twists through the air like a cruel reminder of what this place once was. A sanctuary, now reduced to cinders.
I think immediately upon getting there, Odin's going to be looking around for either the doctor or Sophia or Theron, all three. Any sign of people?
Fucking.
What was that, Justin? You cut out.
I said looking for just about any.
Cut out again.
Yeah.
You cut out. You cut out a second time at the exact same
Your internet's screwing you.
What about now?
Better.
I heard you say that.
I said really anyone at this point.
Yeah. So there are a lot of civilians who are frantically trying to put out this fire.
Well, it's a good thing that I have nothing that can help that.
I can give you. I have 3 options for things you could look into here. You can just sort of look around and take in the scene. You can talk to the locals, or you can try and help with the fire.
I come running up, and I shall cast Create Water.
Okay. Go ahead and post the effect there. But I see Malakar has his hand raised.
Indeed.
How do you see a hand raised?
It's on the
Can
icons.
I?
We talked about the icons, remember? On Roll20.
Can I
We've only done it
approach
once.
it?
It's been like several months, so.
It's true.
Can I on fire and see if my symbol reacts at all if I try to, just see what it does with, like, if it reacts to the fire? Because I feel like Malakar's still trying to figure out how the fuck this thing even works.
You're talking about the symbol on the lunar veil.
Correct.
The lunar veil doesn't seem to have any specific reaction to the fire now.
It was mostly just curiosity.
Okay.
I think. So go ahead.
Let me get to Nura's spell here, and then I'll come back to you, Odin. You're up next.
It was in tandem with her spell. As soon as whatever she does happens, if her water creates a gap in the fire, Odin's racing into the building if he doesn't see Theron or Sophia or the doctor laying around anywhere.
Okay. You don't see them immediately when you look around, but I could have you give me a perception or an investigation.
Okay, I'll do that after you finish with Nura.
So Nura, you cast create or destroy water. So it's 10 gallons of water. For a burning building, 10 gallons is not a lot, but it is enough to make a difference if you use it well. What are you doing with the water?
I'm actually upcasting it, so it's 20 gallons of water.
Okay.
And I am attempting to make like that safe path kind of in and out sort of deal, so that people can, so that if there's someone trapped in there, or if we need to like get closer to the base of the fire.
Okay. I like your thinking. Before you do this, though, it might behoove you. Give me just a quick perception. Okay. And Odin, you want to give me one as well? Or an investigation?
I'll go with perception.
Okay. All right. So both of you, your immediate thought is to try to go in through the front door. Charred double doors sway open on melted hinges. Through the crack, you can glimpse flame-lit interior shadows, but it's clear that something has collapsed beyond the threshold. You get the feeling that going through the front door will be difficult. But Odin, with your 18 perception, you notice where the people seem to be gathering to try to put out the fire. The eastern wall on the edge of the building appears to have collapsed in on itself. There's a gaping breach in the side of the building which offers direct access to the lower floor, likely near the surgical wing or the hallway where Theron had been stationed before. But it is very much on fire.
I'll direct Nura's attention there and say, cast your water there, and I'll start racing towards that open gap in the wall.
I will do just that. Give him a clear path.
Okay. All right. I would say with a create or destroy water, you managed to get Odin inside the building. So that is Odin's going in the building. Nura, you've cast this water. We'll come back to you, Nura, if there's anything else you want to follow up on that with. What about Malakar, Elias, Oral?
I suppose Oral is going to do the only thing he really can do out here, which is going to be try to help the injured people and talk to them, because he can't really do much in terms of trying to put out water.
Give me a quick perception or an investigation. Put out the fire.
How do you put out a water?
Very carefully.
Perception or investigation? I would much rather do investigation.
Ooh, with an investigation. Okay. You take a quick look around. There doesn't seem to be anybody injured. Maybe a few people who've gotten a little too close to the fire, but it's mostly just locals trying to put the fire out. Let's see. Hold on, I might have something to read here for you. The people here, many of them are Navarro's patients, seem to hover along the fringes. Some are crying, some are shouting orders. Most of them stand helpless, clutching buckets or rags or nothing at all. Panic and awe hang heavy in the air, and no one dares to approach too close. And then I can give you a list of some specific people that catch your eye. There's an elder herbalist who those of you who've been here before would recognize as a neighbor. There's a young kid who's standing dangerously close to the fire, wide-eyed. There seems to be Odin would have recognized, but maybe went past her too fast. There's an older woman that seems to be a tea shop owner based on her apron. And then there's a drunken man sort of staring aghast from like the edge of an alleyway nearby.
Okay. So I am going to talk to the old woman, but I feel like I can also send Kat in with Odin.
Yeah,
Just for
definitely.
assistance.
Yeah,
If I
Cat
can.
I was
Cat
gonna
can definitely
say,
help.
I can try to brute force my way through to clear good strength.
That could help potentially.
So I'll go
Bust the
with
wall
them, and
open.
I'll try to like clear a path for them.
Okay. Sounds
Because I
good.
assume we're going in to try to find survivors.
That's, I think, the idea, yes.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so that is Odin, Malakar, and Kat are going into the building. Elias. Malakar, do you have another question there?
No, I just forgot to take the raise hand away. It was my bad.
Okay, you're good. Elias, what are you doing?
Good question. I guess I'm trying to look around the block of the fire. Maybe trying to find, I don't know, maybe traces of gasoline, maybe footsteps that.
A good thought.
Yeah,
Give me.
or maybe somewhere that the fire, like the the base of the fire when it started usually burns the brighter on a fire. It's
Okay.
like the wood is like the most burned compared to like other parts.
Okay. Give me an investigation.
Yes.
And just based on your description, I think you sort of know what you're looking for, so I'll give you advantage on this.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, with an 18, I have a few things for you. First, let me describe the surrounding area. The slums surround. Okay, take one step back. The Navarro Clinic burns like a wound torn open in the heart of Lowtown. The slums surrounding it are tight and winding, packed stone alleyways, patchwork roofs, and crumbling walls stacked atop one another like ill-fit teeth. From the western slope, the smoke rises in an angry plume, backlit by the last orange sliver of sun as it sinks behind the buildings of Mirden. The eastern wall of the clinic has collapsed, throwing brick, glass, and broken beams across the street and alley. And then, yeah, we've already covered the rest of that description. But
Question: Are like the debris falling in the building or out of the building?
it's a very good question. Give me a perception with advantage.
Perception. 8. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, with an 18.
It's the exact same roll.
With an 18, you reveal the collapse from the eastern wall is recent. It doesn't appear to be the source of the fire, and it appears to have been caused by some kind of explosive force from within. So it's collapsed outward from the inside.
Well, yeah, a lot of medicine, so it kind of makes sense.
That does make sense, yeah. Yeah, and for that insight, if you don't have inspiration, go ahead and have it. A few other things you notice with your investigation. The second floor has a balcony, and that balcony is right just maybe a few feet across the street. There's a tenement rooftop. You feel like you could easily leap from that balcony across to the second floor of the building. Also, you notice as you're sort of looking around, on the south end of the building, while you're sort of walking around the building looking at it, there is a ladder which seems to have been soaked in water at some point, maybe by a leak. And it seems this area, sort of on the southern half of the building, seems unaffected. It leads up to the roof, and there's also a back entrance to the clinic, not far from the ladder.
Is it water or is it something else? Does it smell weird?
Yeah, you can easily tell just by not getting too close as to danger yourself, but it does appear to be water, not gasoline or some kind of igniter.
Okay. So the balcony is closer to the fire or the ladder? So it's the balcony, right?
So the balcony would be on the western side of the building. The collapsed wall's on the eastern side of the building.
Yeah.
And then the ladder's on the southern side of the building, on the back.
I think I will climb up the ladder so I can go to the roof and have like I want to look around for maybe someone threw something from like a nearby building. Maybe there's like remains of, I don't know, someone being on another roof, maybe.
Sure. Okay, so there's a few things we can do, but first I want to return to Nura. Nura, after putting out this fire, Odin and Malakar run into the building with Cat close behind. You see Oral is beginning to question some of the locals, and you see Elias sort of looking around the building before going to a ladder at the back of the building. What would you like to do?
Well, considering, is the second floor completely collapsed, or does it look like it's still?
It's mostly collapsed. Yeah, the second floor is not looking too hot. It looks like the fire has. Heat rises, right? So the second floor is going up like pitch. But maybe with quick action, you might be able to make it up there, like Elias is doing, jumping straight to it.
I am gonna do that. I'm gonna, since they've got the lower floors covered, I'm gonna cover anything upper as fast as I can, and I'm gonna turn into a giant lizard and skitter my way up there.
Oh, nice. Okay. Yeah, I would say as a giant lizard, you don't have to worry about really maintaining balance or anything. I won't need any checks from you.
Yeah, I've got a 40 foot climb speed.
Okay, yeah. You climb up the side of the building. Elias, you see as Nura transforms into a lizard, and she's right there next to you as you climb. Elias, I'd like you to give me as you're sort of climbing up, you're sort of aware of the structural integrity of the building, but I need you to give me either an athletics or an acrobatics to maintain balance and make sure you don't bring like a section of the building down under your weight. Yeah, with a 16, you nimbly make your way up. You and Nura make your way up into sort of a half collapsed section of where there's no roof necessarily, but you can see into the inner parts of the upper floor.
I skitter right on in. I'm looking for anyone or anything that might be up here
Okay.
with my 40-foot climb speed.
Yeah, so immediately as soon as you like get into this small little, it's like the size of a closet maybe. It's large enough for the two of you to stand in, but there's a doorway and it appears to be blocked by fallen debris.
I'm gonna go right over.
Uh,
Over top, if I can.
You're gonna try and climb over it. The debris is on fire, it's burning.
Oh,
Extra crispy.
alright.
I mean, you could still just try and move through it. It might work out for you. You just take a little bit of fire damage.
That'd be athletics or acrobatics.
I mean, with a climb speed, it might not even really. It would be a small DC if you wanted to try to climb over it and just take the fire damage. But with Elias right behind you,
Mm-hmm. Also, I don't have a lot of AC.
mm,
Or
Fun.
HP for that matter. As a lizard. And I really don't want to fall out of this wild shape.
that does sound unideal.
What else is around?
Yeah, from this room, it looks like just that one doorway. You could climb up along the southern wall, which hasn't yet collapsed, and try to get to the other side of what would be on the other side of the doorway.
I will do
See
that.
if maybe there's a window over there. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. As you sort of climb around, Elias, what are you doing? You run into the same sort of roadblock that she had. There's the doorway. There's a collapsed bit of debris blocking your further passage.
Does the room has like a sheet, like a bed sheet or something that I could quickly cover it, or even something, like a bed mattress, so I can like place on top of it, maybe push it a little bit, so I can.
You do actually look around. You realize this it's partially buried, but this was a bedroom. And yes, you do find sheets that you could use to potentially smother the flame.
A little bit, so I can move through, so I don't take a lot of damage. To muffle the fire a little bit.
Okay. Yeah, give me, we'll say an athletics, to sort of try to quickly wrap we'll say it's a fallen beam, and sort of shove it aside while trying not to burn yourself.
Sure. Okay, I will keep it.
I say with a 15, yeah, you're able to sort of just barely wrap this beam and shove it to the side. The doorway is now open to you. You find yourself in a hallway.
And I like shout if anybody is still alive, just shout a little bit so I can help you.
You hear a muffled yell from downstairs. Odin, Malakar, and Kat, you would also hear a muffled voice from the first floor.
I'll start heading that way if I can.
Okay. We'll come back to you in a minute. I want to finish the second story first. Nura, you wrap around to the back or to the western side of the building, and you find that balcony that that Elias had previously spied.
Okay.
There is an open set of French doors that leads into what appears to be a children's bedroom.
I will go in there.
Okay. You look around. Immediately, you can see again. There's a children's bed. This appears to be Sophia's room.
Mhm.
The room itself, you can see all along the walls, like at the edges of the banisters, there are small runic symbols, like magic symbols. They seem to be some kind of warding magic that was meant to keep this room safe. And for that reason, this room seems almost untouched by the fire. Aside from that, sorry, go ahead.
I was just gonna say I'm gonna flick my tongue out and see if I can smell if the girl's still in there, hiding her or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, just with a quick, like, sort of perception. Give me a perception, please. And I'll say you'll have advantage on this check.
Where is my giant lizard? Here it is. Perception. Where do you roll perception on these guys?
It's on their character sheet itself. Let me see if I can find it.
Just has the passive perception.
Wild shape, giant lizard. You might not have an actual perception. You can just roll a wisdom, or you can roll your own perception.
Okay. I guess I'll just roll my own perception. Perception.
It's based on your wisdom, so it's gonna be your
Oh, yeah,
wisdom
that makes
can be
sense.
higher. Yeah. Okay. With a 21, you don't catch any sort of lingering scent that indicates that she was here, or that she's here currently. You can tell that she might have been here somewhat recently. With a 21, I would say maybe no more than an hour ago, like quite recently. And you follow the scent around the room, and it leads you to a sort of a side table next to the bed where you see what appears to be a drawing.
A drawing of what?
This drawing appears to depict Callison. Callison, in this drawing, appears to be chained up to a wall. She seems to have been drained gaunt of her blood. You can see a tortured look in her eyes, and she is surrounded by flasks all around her. And then there's a big, large, sort of like a scribble, like upon finishing this drawing, she tried to hide it from herself.
I shall pick it up in my mouth and continue on.
Okay. There is a doorway that leads out to a hallway.
All right. I'm going through there.
As you open the door into the hallway, you can see sort of across. There's maybe a 10-foot gap between you and Elias, and there's what appears to be on your side. There would be like a sort of a railing that leads along to a staircase, but the staircase itself has collapsed and is currently burning.
All right.
There's another door directly across from you. It seems to have collapsed. That side of the building is completely collapsed on the second floor. There's nothing else here in the hallway on this side of the hallway other than a room directly next to Elias.
All right. I will go upside down on the floor of her uncollapsed room. So the ceiling of the room below.
So you want to go downstairs?
Well, there's nothing else up here, is there? You said there was...
There's not a direct route to get downstairs from here. There's the stairway is on fire and it's like completely collapsed. You could maybe try to move some rubble to get through there. The second story, like the room across from hers, has collapsed in on itself. it's just on fire, like open to the open sky.
Okay.
And there's one other room where Elias is standing.
Okay. I figure Elias has got that room covered, so I'll just like go over the edge of the banister and go on to the underside of what I've been standing on.
Okay. So, all
So
right,
I'm
we'll come
upside
back to you.
down on the ceiling.
All right, we'll come back to you then. All right, Elias. Yeah, you enter the doorway, or you enter the hallway. You see sort of there's a door directly in front of you, and then there's what appears to be the staircase leading down is collapsed in itself.
I will try to open the door to see if somebody is unconscious, from the smoke and all that.
As you try to turn the door handle, it's immediately hot to the touch, but not like to the degree that you can't turn it. But the door does seem to be blocked from the other side by a somewhat heavy object.
Can I try
It's
to push it more?
it's not so heavy that you couldn't push it. You can attempt to. You can give me just an athletics check.
Yeah.
An 8's not gonna do it, I'm afraid. You try and push through the door. It doesn't budge. You see Nura sort of peek into the hallway and then crawl through the stairwell into the first floor.
Yeah, we'll follow her downstairs then.
You're not going to be able to do what she's doing as a lizard.
Isn't the staircase free?
It's collapsed. There's
Damn
really no way to get down there, only because she can climb on the ceiling.
Is the drop? Is the fire below?
Yeah, it looks incredibly dangerous to go through the stairwell.
Okay. Then
You're welcome to
since
try the door again. But
I will try the door, but since I know that Nora and Odin are like downstairs, I guess I will leave them to that. I will try the door again, and if I don't succeed, I will leave from the ladder again.
All right, yeah, give me another athletics check. Is there anything you're trying to do specifically?
Like since I slightly, like the door is open, but it's not ajar. Like I take a few steps back, and I will, run in quotes, run from those 2 steps towards the door again.
Okay.
Damn it! I will use my inspiration.
All right. Roll again.
Damn it! I don't have strength.
Oof.
Nothing.
Yeah, with a 10, like you sort of get the door open a little bit. Like it's enough to, like if you've ever tried to squeeze into a really narrow space, like you could just barely squeeze through. It's gonna be a tight fit.
No, I will try to just pop my head in so I can see, like if my attempt is worth it.
It appears to be an office. You would assume Dr. Navarro's personal office.
Okay, then since I get the feeling that it's his office, I will keep at it.
All right.
And I will try to squeeze inside with all my strength.
right.
Suck my belly in and try
right.
to fit through the gap.
There is a small amount of fire starting to build up in this room, but more importantly, the room is sealed. The window has been sealed shut. The door is sort of shut behind you as well, or mostly shut behind you. So I need you to give me a con save just to sort of hold your breath as you push into this room.
Mm, yeah. Just plain Constitution.
Just a con save, that's right. Oh, with an 18. Yeah, you
Can
I
I
don't know,
can
what
I
does that look like?
justify my Constitution then?
Yes, do it, please.
I guess I have like a scarf around me. I will maybe like I will try to when I'm climbing up the ladder. I will try and damp it with the water.
Mm,
So I can like you know if I get into situation with a lot of smoke, maybe I could use it.
that makes sense. Yeah, you've done something like this before, maybe. You make your way into the office.
Book helps.
Yeah. Um, you have a quick look around. You can see what appear to be there's a sort of a shelf full of books, various medicinal texts. On his desk itself, you can see what appear to be a pile of research papers of some sort, and sort of a loose journal sitting next to them.
I will for sure pick up the journal
Okay.
and like try and find anything other than research in the drawers or on top of the desk, but mostly I'm focusing on the drawers because I don't think if anything other than research would be on top of the desk.
All right.
I,
But I try to be quick about it.
As
I
you
stepped away for a second. Did you describe what was blocking the door to begin with?
no. If you turn around, you can look.
I guess I can turn around and look.
Yeah, it just looks to be some piece of fallen furniture.
Okay.
Like maybe a small bookshelf or something.
Mhm.
It wasn't
What
anything of importance.
you think it would be like a dead body?
Yeah, I was like worried for a second.
Dude,
No, it
yeah,
wouldn't. It
Someone
wouldn't.
trying to
It
get
wouldn't
out,
be.
they collapsed at the
It
door.
wouldn't be that heavy to move.
yeah. Yeah, it's like a small bookshelf or something. But yeah, as you're going through the drawers, okay, the bottom few drawers and the middle drawer, like they all open easily. It's just like office supplies, pens, ink, parchment,
Mhm.
things of that nature. But then the top right drawer has a lock on it, and it appears to be jammed shut.
Hmm. Can I make a quick, maybe like find a letter opener or something on the desk or something sharp, so I can jump into it. A
Yeah,
quick look.
sure. Yeah. Give me a perception.
Yes.
You find what appears to be like a piece of metal that might have been part of a display shelf. It looks like it could be used as a pry bar.
And I will try to do that again with strength that I lack.
Okay. Yeah. Give me again an athletics check,
Yes.
and
Wouldn't
I'll
it be
say with
with
the pry bar
advantage?
with advantage. Yeah.
Damn it!
Yeah. With advantage from the pry bar. So roll again.
Well, you were just really weak.
Yeah, I am. I am
Yeah,
like
the
quick.
pry bar sort of, your sort of temporary pry bar sort of snaps in half. There goes that idea. Give me another con save, just to maintain your ability to remain in this environment.
Mm, yeah, I'm
Not
leaving.
not so hot. Yeah, you begin
Yeah,
to
I'm starting to
cough.
cough. Yeah. I will move the bookshelf and leave through the ladder again.
Okay, yeah. Knowing what you're able to open the door with no issue. Now that the bookshelf's out of the way.
Yeah, I will try to leave as quickly as possible. At least I have the journal.
Yeah.
Mhm.
All right. So let's return to Oral.
Yellow.
You approach an older woman with a soot-blackened apron and a long braid. She appears to be someone who sold medicinal herbs next door. She turns and looks at you with sort of panic in her eyes, and she looks overwhelmed by what's happening here.
Alright, I'm gonna continue walking over to her and say, "Excuse me, ma'am, I know that things aren't going exactly well here. Do you have any idea of what actually happened?"
She shakes her head and she says, "No, I don't know. All I know is I heard some yelling and then an explosion and the building was on fire and it's all terrible. Couldn't have happened to
Explosion?
worse." Could she nods. I assume that's what happened, and she points to the eastern wall that sort of paved outward. Maybe the herbs. I run the little shop over here, and she points to like a small herb cart nearby that's sort of been dragged away from the fire. Um, uh, some of the herbs, when in the wrong combination, can create explosions. I'm afraid.
Now, sadly, I'm thinking that it's not something like that. This seems to be out of some kind of malice. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what happened here that would have made things go this way.
She shakes her head. I'm not sure, dear. I know it couldn't have happened to better people. That man, he's a miracle worker, I tell you. And poor Sophia, sweet girl.
What phrasing?
I haven't seen either of them. I'm not sure where they are. I hope they're okay.
I have friends, so you can say, who are heading inside to check for them. So hopefully they'll be alright. Do you
She
know
looks.
anybody out here who was around when this all went out? Was anybody
Uh,
actually a witness to what happened?
She sort of looks up and down the alley, trying to make heads or tails of it. I believe the young man over there might have seen something. He seems ill at ease. You might need someone to talk to him. And she points to a young boy, maybe 10. Um, this dirty-faced youth carries a dented tin lunchbox and watches the fire with wide eyes.
Alright, I will walk over to him then.
He doesn't notice you as you approach. He's like just staring blankly at the fire, maybe a little too close.
I'll just walk up and give him a tap on the shoulder, and then put a hand on his shoulder,
Oh,
trying to be reassuring.
hello, sir.
Hello. What is your name, to start off with?
Oh, I'm Timothy. I'm, who are you? He looks a little shaken.
I'm Arl. I am here to investigate what's happened. Were you here when the building caught fire?
He shakes his head. Not when it caught fire, but I seen a man run out the back alley, and he points towards the where the ladder and back door are. Right after the Big Bang. He looked like he was
Okay.
dragging something.
Could you describe him, perhaps?
Uh,
Just anything would help.
I think he might have had a mask or something weird on his head. I didn't really get a good look. And he sort of shifts in place.
Man, I wouldn't have the drawings on me. Otherwise, I'd show him. A mask. I see. And you said he went in that direction, pointing the way he did.
Yeah, he's pointing in the south direction.
Well, suppose there's no way to really track down where he's gone after that. But
Give
I'll
me-
do my best.
Give me an insight.
I can give you an insight. Ba-ba. I'm not very good at insight.
Yeah, with a 10, I can't tell you anything.
Well,
He appears to be telling the truth to the best of his ability, and you can take his word for it.
I appreciate the information. It's best that I get searching so that mayhaps I can figure out where this man has gone. If you find anything else out, or if you have any other ideas, I should be around the back. You can find me over there.
There were 2 other people who had caught your eye as well.
I will speak to them as well before heading out.
Okay. First is a kindly older woman who seems to run a nearby tea stall.
Alright. Oh, hello, ma'am.
Oh, hello, dear.
Were you here when whatever happened happened?
She shakes her head and sort of bows her head. No, it's real sad. I didn't see nothing, dear. The rats have been real restless today, though. Real twitchy, like a dog before a storm.
Oh, the rats.
She nods.
Could you
They've
tell
been
me
bad
more
around
about
these
them?
parts. Oh, well. Here recently, there's been more of them. They've been coming up from the sewers, I think.
Do they perhaps have kind of red eyes? Look maybe a little bit more bloated than they should?
She thinks for a moment. She shakes her head. No, I don't think so. Had to spot a few out of my kitchen, but they seemed normal.
That's regular rats then. Oh, I suppose that's one good thing.
As opposed to what? She looks a
Ugh.
little concerned.
You shouldn't be worried about it for now. We already dealt with that problem.
She nods slowly.
Way to be comforting.
I know. Well then, if you came out after you saw all of this happen, did you mayhaps see anything or anybody come out of the building?
She shakes her head. No, I haven't seen anything. The only thing I've noticed out of the ordinary. She sort of looks at the nearby alley where you see that same sort of shifty, drunkard-looking man, sort of swaying as he stares and like shocked at the fire.
He does seem a bit out of place over there, doesn't he?
Well, I don't mean to be judgmental, but she shrugs.
He is a day drinker.
I don't mean to be judgmental, but it's happening, mate.
All the judgment is
Here-
happening
here
right
we
now.
are.
Okay. That's all she had to say.
Alright, then I will go and talk to the drunkard.
A gaunt, sunken-eyed man nursing a flask of something harsh. He's watching the fire from beneath a ragged hood of a soot-stained cloak, speaking in mutters as you walk towards him.
Hello, drunkard.
Ugh. I don't know nothing. He turns away and starts walking towards the alley.
I'm gonna grab him with my left arm.
Is this meant to be forceful or
Not necessarily forceful, just kind of putting a hand on his shoulder.
Okay, give me a persuasion.
Give him the no.
I'm very good at persuasion. I definitely won't just grab him by the throat if this doesn't. Oh, that's yep. Okay. well,
One.
That's the
You grab his shoulder with a wet noodle of a hand, and he just sort of shrugs it off. So leave me alone. And he starts walking.
Be
All
like,
right.
do you like alcohol?
Well then, I have no choice. Since I failed that, I am just going to grapple him.
Okay. You can make the attack. Just do like a weapon attack, and we'll just ignore the fact that it's a weapon. I assume you don't have unarmed strike set up.
Oh my god, really? That's terrible.
You try and reach for his other arm, and he sort of grapples it away too, and he's like, "What's wrong with you?" And he starts to jog into the alley. Give me an insight. Yeah, he's definitely hiding something.
Kill him.
All right. I don't.
Choke slam him,
Kill
motherfucker.
him.
You're gonna get really mad at me if I do what I want to do.
Kill him.
Good.
Be-
Good.
Be the first murder of the game.
I'm not gonna murder him.
Give in to your
Um,
hatred.
I love the somber music and then this.
Graham,
we need
is
to
there
change
like
the music.
a nice beanbag substitute item laying around?
You could tackle him.
I
He's-
could tackle him.
You could also intimidate him, like you just like pull out your gun and be
I
like,
have no
"Stop, or I'm
charisma."
shooting, shoot."
I don't have I didn't take anything in either of those.
You can also just call him out and be like, "Hey, clearly
Graham?
hiding something."
You know what they say about that?
He gonna run.
Bitches get stitches.
Man.
The rats get cleansed.
Oh boy.
What are we doing? What are we doing?
Oh boy.
Uh,
I think I already used that, and I don't think we've had a
When my brother-
long or a short rest. Okay, you
What was
know
that,
what?
Nero?
Oh, I was just saying when my brother DMs, he does this thing where you can use basically any skill for an intimidation check as long as you can swing it, like describe how
Yeah,
you're
like a
using that
strength.
skill intimidation.
That's you talked about the ability score, and that's actually
Yeah,
built
the
into
ability score.
5e. Like you
Oh,
can
is
you
it?
can do a strength intimidation if it fits the situation. Yeah, built
Well, I've
into
never had
the-
anyone but my brother do that before. That's crazy.
It's built into the rules. If it situationally makes sense, you can
Yeah,
do
I'm
that
gonna
for any skill.
I'm gonna
I'm
intelligence
upsetty.
intimidate him. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hit him with my intelligence. I'm gonna start talking to him with long, big words.
That could
Hyperbole.
potentially work, but probably
Start
not
quoting,
in this situation.
start quoting law at him. Let me think he's breaking the law.
I'm gonna start breaking it down to intimidate him.
I don't think that
With
works
high
in this
dexterity.
situation. All right, what are you doing? He's starting to jog away.
Run up and slap him on the ass.
That's a lot of damage. Fuck it.
Fireball his ass.
Graham, is there like a potato
we're
or
not-
something
I'm not.
laying around?
Is there a what?
Like a potato?
You could find like there's probably like a crate or something nearby. Like you could pull like I don't know something out of it.
Okay.
A bundle of rocks or something. I don't know.
I don't want a rock. I'm gonna use catapult.
Okay.
I just want something lightweight that won't kill him to just hit him in the back.
You find a hat.
Okay, I'm gonna throw a hat at him.
Okay. We'll say it doesn't actually do 17 bludgeoning damage.
It's a lot. Catapult does a lot of damage.
Yeah. Let me just,
Immediately kills him. does become our first murderer of the group.
Oh wait, it's fine. Just be
Uh,
sure to tell everyone that you did that non-lethal.
And then you stealth. What was that?
And then I just crouch down behind him intimidatingly.
That
That was
he
a
does not.
mistrick, but
He does not make his save. You hit him with a hat and you knock him on his face. He's face down in a pool of water, much like the one you're all looking at on the screen.
all right. Well, then while he's on the ground, I am going to walk up behind him and just pin his other arm, or pin one of his arms behind his back,
Oh,
just trying to put a
Just
knee
sit
down.
on him.
Let me go.
Look, just tell me what you saw, and we can have this over and done with very quickly.
As you sort of grab him by the back, his hood sort of lifts up. And give me a religion check.
Religion, I think I'm decent.
Damn. You notice a tattoo on his collarbone, partially hidden beneath his shirt, but again, you've sort of tackled him to the ground. It appears to be an old sigil of the Heralds of Reversion.
Oh, well, you're a herald then.
Shit. Fuck. Look. Just let me go and I'll talk, okay?
Well,
I don't want to.
now I know that you know even more than you were letting on before, and I've heard tale that your friend in the mask was here, so it's a good thing I didn't let you get away.
Mask. I didn't see no mask. I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm sure you don't.
Give me an insight.
You need to stop.
With a 12. You know what? I'll say you've got advantage over him in this situation. With a nat 20, he seems to be telling the truth about the mask.
Okay. So you're unaware of that at least. All right. Well, start talking.
Look, you don't understand. I saw him, Gareth Blackthorn. I'd know his gait anywhere, even through the smoke. But he wasn't right. He looked wrong.
He was the one running out of the building?
Yes, he was bound in chains, spiked and rusted, dragging across the floor like knives. He moved like something hungry, like he was hunting.
I see.
That weren't our Blackthorn. I ran. I don't know who that was, but he throws up.
And you started drinking now? Or before or after you saw him?
He starts crying.
Well, this isn't going anywhere. I can't exactly let you go, though. Heralds are a bit too useful in terms of information nowadays.
Look, I don't know what you want from me. I haven't had any orders in weeks.
I don't care about when or what your last orders were. I need general information. You see, we had well, he was not a friend of yours, but inside of that building, right before it exploded, and apparently he's dead now. So why were you here to begin with?
Out of character, you don't know that he's dead.
Didn't Nox say that? Didn't know.
No, the insinuation from Theron is that he's gone. Is that he fled?
Oh, okay. I thought it was I thought gone would be interpreted as.
No.
Okay.
Well,
What we
there's
know
no
for-
real clear meaning there.
What we know for sure is the building exploded from the inside, and Theron said, "Aaron is gone." Didn't say dead.
but he didn't say flee either.
Okay, I feel like Oral probably would have interpreted that if it was portrayed to him as he's gone.
That's a fair interpretation.
I feel like he probably would have interpreted that as dead.
Okay.
So he's gonna go with that route and just say, Theron, or not Theron, what was his name? The guy inside?
Aaron Vallis.
Aaron Wallace.
Aaron Vallis was inside. Then the explosion went off, and here you are, and now Garen's gone.
I don't know Aaron Wallace. He shakes his head. I'm not familiar. We're in a cell structure. I don't get orders from no one except, well, I guess it don't matter no more. Anyway, I don't know your Aaron.
Well,
We had our own.
regardless, why were you here?
I just happened to be coming by and I saw him there.
Member of the
He
Heralds
shakes
of
his head.
Reversion, just here on their own. Coincidence.
You can give me an insight.
Terrible with insight, though, Grim.
With a 13, he seems to be telling the truth.
Well, I suppose I can't just continue to doubt you. I appreciate the information you've given thus far. And I definitely have some things to think about.
He seems to have basically just given up. He's sort of wallowing in the pool of rainwater and his own vomit.
Okay, I just need to double check something real quick.
Okay.
Put him in the cone of shame.
Put me on the first floor of this burning building.
One day, eventually, maybe.
Put me on the
I'm gonna
roof of the
fucking
first
cry,
floor of the
Vernon.
building.
Is that what you want?
Okay.
You want me to cry?
Yes.
Maybe. Just a little.
Oh,
Just
don't
not yet.
skip that. This is weird. Okay.
Graham, this is up for interpretation, but I don't know if you'll let me do it or not. I would like to communicate with whoever's in the building through Cat.
Ooh. It opens its mouth. Meow, meow. Meow. Oh, wait, it's a dog. Bork, bork. Bork, bork.
Because it can
Your name is
or it
misleading.
can
Stop it.
telepathically communicate with me, and it can record and play back audio.
Let's come back to this later because you're going to have communicated to you what's happening on the other side, and that might be more pressing.
That would be fun.
On that note, let's take a quick, I don't know, we'll say 4-minute break. I just need to run to the bathroom, and we'll continue from there.
Okay. Oh, I don't like this drawing anymore.
Nerd, did
Damn.
you pick up the drawing of Callison being tortured?
I did. It's in my mouth.
Okay. Are we maybe slightly suspicious of Sophia? Is she is she a plant?
She is a child.
Have we been fooled that we think she's a child? She drew a very pretty picture of me, but now there's all of a sudden a drawing of Callison being tortured.
She has magical psychic powers, which allow her to draw things from the future, and it's killing her. And there's no cure.
vision.
Oh, that's right. I knew she was sick, but I forgot the details about her sickness.
Can't wait
And
to
it only
overanalyze that picture.
And it only infects people from, I think, like a certain area of the desert. And I went, oh, geez. Good thing I'm not from that part of the desert. Or this could be very, very unfortunate.
What desert?
The desert I came from. Just not my specific part.
What are we talking about?
The disease, the incurable one. That gives you magic powers but murderizes you.
Oh God.
Talking about the Aravina spell plague.
Mm-hmm.
What were we saying about the Aravina spell plague?
Don't worry about it.
The girl has it, which is why she's doing creepy pictures, not because she's secretly evil.
Yes, that's true. She can create incredibly realistic depictions of people that she's met before.
Well, now I think she's evil again because he was so super quick to confirm that.
You think the child is evil?
I think people can appear to be a child.
It's an interesting idea.
He says, that's nice, dear. What if?
Is everybody? Has anybody picked up on what this music is?
I can barely hear it. But I've
Well,
got
that's your
everyone's
fault.
Discord super high.
Oh, it's Bleach.
Not exactly
Ew.
thematic for a big, huge, intimidating fire.
What if I play
No,
this
it's-
song?
It's Bleach.
It is. Shh. Felix,
It is
be
what?
quiet. You don't know that. Don't
I
worry
haven't
about
watched Bleach, so
Oh. Man, do I not actually know any of the music in Bleach.
it. Well, you shouldn't. That's fine. I confirmed that nobody did before starting this campaign and using this music. And then Felix apparently is a liar.
How could you?
Felix actually has watched the entire series between.
You hear this music though?
It started
This
now.
one right here.
I literally just typed the title of the track to Google.
How dare you?
It's not that hard.
How dare you? Well, you hear the song? You hear this one right here? This one? Man, if y'all are playing this game with the music muted, that ruins it.
I'm not. I am playing this game with the music unmuted and loud.
Yep,
And
pretty
then
much.
and then we got this one.
I prefer this one.
Yeah, it's somber, but it fits the feeling of a house burning down. It doesn't. It's not always intense. I mean, it is intense, but it's a nice contrast because it is somber.
This one? This song?
Well, they've been
My-
the same
This
song.
song is particularly.
I might-
solid.
But
Yeah.
it doesn't scream a little girl wants to murder us.
Well, that's true. I mean,
I'm-
in a certain context, it might.
Perhaps.
Yeah, it's just like from her side, and she's a psychopath, and it's just like
I'm
"La,
getting-
la, 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 I'm killing everybody.
I'm getting more somber fields than sad house fire. But that's just me.
Right. So anyway, for those of us who have decided to go inside the building,
Mm-hmm.
We're dead. We're burned
yes,
alive.
it's true. You all burned. There's nobody left. It's unfortunate,
Immediate
truly.
death.
The exterior blaze may be under control, but inside the Navarro clinic, the heat still radiates off the scorched stone like breath from a dying beast. A portion of the eastern wall had fully collapsed, forming a jagged gap that provides the clearest route inward. But it's narrow, and the smoldering rubble makes every step perilous. Smoke coils upward from every vent, and the smell of charred herbs scorched leather and old blood hangs heavy in the air. The locals stay back. This is yours, or this part is yours alone. So for those of you going in through the eastern wall, I think Odin would be first. There are a few obstacles in there. First,
Real quick before we start, Odin, what's your constitution and strength?
Constitution's +2. My strength is -1.
Do you want me to take the charge then? I've got +3 in strength. I could move stuff out of the way.
Sure.
Okay.
it's metagaming a little bit. I mean, I'd
I
say
mean, you don't have to. It's whatever to me. I was just pointing it out as an option.
you're good. You're good. I'm fine with it. We'll just say Odin, you sort of run up against like a fallen beam or something.
So yeah,
that
I mean, like
allows
the first obstacle I come into contact with, I'll move out of the way and let Malakar take the lead.
Yeah, I would say between the two of you, though, Malakar, you can have the help action, so you'll have advantage.
Yeehaw!
So, in order to clear some collapsed rubble or shift a heavy beam, give me an athletics check with advantage.
Okay, let me toggle that. Hell yeah!
Damn. Yeah, you just sort of move it aside in such a way, like you can almost imagine like a cave collapse where you need those support pillars to keep everything from falling down. You sort of shift the weight in such a way that like not only do you move rubble aside, but you manage to improve the structural stability, buying yourself more time.
Malakar nods, motions for everyone to keep moving.
Okay. For just a little while, it's a smooth movement through the building. The heat pulses outward as you press closer to the breach. The sharp tang of burning medicine hangs in the air. With every motion, your boots dislodge crumbling mortar and your clothes brushing soot-blackened stone. Can I have from the two of you, and dog or cat won't need to make this, a Constitution save? Okay, Malakar.
That's a 6 and a 13, by the way. I forgot to toggle my happy from when we were fighting rats.
That's fair enough. Unfortunately, though, a 6 is not gonna do it. Well, you know what? You would auto succeed. You don't need to make a con save. You don't have to breathe air.
Malakar makes it a point not to if he doesn't have to.
Yeah. Yeah, you're
Like,
good.
smell things. Fuck that.
You're immune to this con save is due to the smoke specifically, so you're fine. But yeah, Odin, you managed to hold your breath and take in a deep breath. You make it through without any issue. Maybe like Elias, you sort of prepare yourself in some way.
I mean,
Odin, don't you have a scarf?
not really. Not like Elias does.
I don't know why I thought your character had a scarf too. Sorry.
He probably has a collection of them in his large closet.
He's like, if only I would have brought one.
You
No,
didn't bring a bird in?
I think maybe just from Odin's time working in a lab, like a artifice lab, he's used to heat and different types of fumes, etc., etc.
Makes sense. Okay. Well, the two of you and Kat continue inside. Inside, the clinic is a half-collapsed ruin of tilted beams, scorched herbs, shattered glass vials, and overturned furniture. The floor plane is warped, rooms blending into one another where walls have fallen. A thin haze of smoke blurs your vision, catching the light of the fire as it makes its the light filters through. Give me a perception. And one from Cad as well, please.
Yes, sir. Have to be a base wisdom.
Odin and Malachar, you gonna roll for perception as well? Yeah, 2 and
Oh,
Cat
Oh.
don't see shit. His sensors aren't made for
Plus
this.
6. So that's an 8. But
12 from Odin. Malachar, do you fare better?
Grim, what about
Let's
passive
find out.
perception? Can I use my passive perception?
I think
No.
you were supposed to use your passive, or well, was he actively searching?
Yeah, well, I guess this would sort of be a passive sort of thing, but this is for the dog, not for Oral.
No, I'm using the dog's passive perception, yeah.
Oh,
That's what
I
I'm
see.
saying.
What's the dog's passive perception then?
16.
I guess I'll allow it. That's fine. The dog notices. First, from above you, you hear the muffled voice. It sounds like Elias calling out. And then you hear from not too far away, behind a couple of layers of rubble, maybe 2 or 3 rooms away, you hear another muffled cry. It sounds like the voice. You recognize that Oral is the voice of Theron.
Damn it, he's alive.
But unfortunately for both Odin and Malachar, you didn't hear that.
Yes, very
I'll call
sad.
out.
Oh well.
I'll call out for Nira to see if she can locate object on the sending stone Theron has.
Okay. As you're sort of in this room trying to figure out what to do, around this time, Nura sort of slinks in from the roof through what appears to be the broken staircase.
I am on the ceiling. And I will say, I will connect mentally with him as he yells to me, I guess. As I cannot cast spells. I am a lizard.
Nice.
It's a good point.
Well, the insinuation is to unbecome a lizard when you can, but in that case, I will just call out for Theron. I'll call out for Sophia. I'll call out for Vicente.
Okay. The 4 of you in the room, you may give me again a perception check. Just listening. It's not passive, just a regular perception.
Okay, let us. 11.
18.
Yeah, with an 18, Nura, you hear again sort of a muffled cry from a couple of rooms over. You'll have to break through some rubble, but if you can get to the hallway here, like on one side you've got the hallway, on the other side you've got the shattered staircase and a few other rooms. But if you go through this hallway, that's where the sound's coming from. It sounds like near the front of the building.
Do you have a map?
I do not.
Okay. I will
Yeah,
go
it
towards where I hear
sounded-
the sound, and I'll
It
say,
sounded like you were referencing a map as well to me. So I was like, does he have a map that I'm not seeing?
No, I've just got it in my head. I've got the the layout of the building sort of memorized.
that's wild.
You would be behind the surgery room.
I will
Sort of
go.
back area.
I will inform the others. I will check that sound and change into a lizard when I change out of a lizard once I am not on the ceiling.
Aren't you partially lizard always, just out of curiosity?
I'm a dragon. I'm not cold-blooded.
Damn dragon.
Finger snap. Okay.
Racist.
But yeah, there's what appears to be a partially collapsed hallway you can make your way into.
Yeah, I will scootle my way along the roof, the ceiling, as long as I can. Stay out of that nonsense.
Staying on the roof actually sort of exposes you to the heat from the second floor as you get closer to the front of the building.
Ah. Not sure how well that works for my cold-bloodedness. Maybe it works great, maybe it doesn't. Anyway, I'll get out of the heat if it's getting bad. I'll get down on the wall or drop to the floor, depending on
Yeah,
where
you
is
can
safer.
skirt through the building, like it's just the roof. Anyway, so is
Yeah.
everybody following Anura then?
Yes.
Follow, yes.
Yeah.
Okay. As you're
Are
making
we,
your way,
where we are we close to the waiting room and the operation room, or is that where we're going?
that is where you're currently going.
Okay.
As you make your way into this hallway, on your right you see the kitchen, which seems to be in a full blaze. And then on your left, you can see what would have been the surgery room. And as you approach, you're immediately hit by a pungent smell. It's a mix of burnt flesh and iron. And then you see him. Suspended from rusted chains, Aaron Vallis dangles from the ceiling like a broken marionette. His body swings gently in the heat waves, blood congealed at the floor beneath him.
Well, shit, I guess he's not healing that. Malakar's gonna run over and see if he's alright.
Oh, he's
You
he's
dead,
very
dude?
dead. He's very dead. There's a cut. There's lines of cuts running along the top of his scalp. His skull appears to have been cracked and split like a pomegranate. Something deliberate is carved in his cheek. It appears to be a rat, etched with steady hands. You can give me a medicine, arcana, religion, or insight.
List those one more time. You went really fast.
Yeah. Medicine, arcana,
Okay.
religion, or insight.
That's any of us or just Malakar?
Anybody.
Somebody told me at some point that this was going to be like the first book of Harry Potter, and I think I've been lied to.
If it's like the first
Seven.
book of Harry Potter, then I must be that fucking kid that no one liked.
Hey, listen, the unicorn blood sucking scene scarred me for life. Okay, just saying.
It's fair. It's fair. Things are considerably darker. I think I also mentioned at some point that this is like book 3. We're like in the Prisoner of Azkaban right now. But
Oh, we zoomed through that quickly.
yeah, didn't really need the second book. You know,
Me over here, like I thought we were still in book 1.
That's what I thought.
We skipped the second book.
Can you please start putting books on titles on these books? Thanks.
We'll be reaching book 4 soon. Don't worry.
In a fucking rate.
Yeah, with the insight checks that you were getting here, it's clear that with the precision of this carving, this is a message. It recalls back to the things you've heard before about following the rat. That the symbol of a purge for traitors or spies within organizations of Lowtown.
I did catch that reference.
I made it a little obvious, but yeah, but that's Aaron Volus. He's not looking too hot.
Is there any way we can get him down? His
He's looking
body
very
down?
hot, actually. It's been roasting in here for a bit.
Yeah, there's not a lot left of him, but you can try. He's hung to the ceiling by rusted metal chains.
I will take out Hugin and I'll shoot at the chain.
Okay, give me an attack. 16 does hit. Roll for damage. 8 piercing. You sort of knock one of the chains, like one of the chain links, a little loose, but still doesn't pierce all the way through it. These are very thick iron chains. It's going to take a more concerted effort than a single bullet to cut these down.
Alright. Well, I'm going after the voice. I'm not bothering with Aaron.
Not to say that you couldn't do it, but that doesn't do it. Not on its own. I can hear the echo of the music through your mic.
Sorry. I'm thinking.
Oh, wow.
I'm well. Can I just ask, would Odin know anything about communicating with the departed?
You can give me an Arcana or a religion.
I'll go with Arcana.
Also, you could just ask Malakar. He's like the expert on communicating with the dead.
That is a fact.
With a 17, you do know that there are ways to talk to the dead, but you know that they're somewhat limited in scope.
I think just knowing that knowledge would be enough to at least try to spur Odin to shoot the cage down, to at least make some effort to get the body.
Okay. You can make another attack if you'd like.
I'll take out Mugen this time as well, and can I use both?
Yeah, go ahead.
Bang bang.
Yeah, 25 hits. Roll for damage. Damn.
Bang bang.
Oh, that's the other hit. I thought that was damage. Yeah, roll both for damage. 6, 7. So you shoot down one of the chains holding him to the ceiling, and another one, like, because he's held by multiple chains. You shoot another one, and it looks like he's come loose a little bit. You could probably yank him out with a bit of force.
Blech.
Give him a tug.
He is a charred, very smelly corpse with the top of his head missing.
And here I was concerned I almost killed him. Like a couple days ago. Yeah, I guess what needs to be done needs to be done. Odin will go over and try to pull him out of the cave.
Give me a con save.
Yeah, that checks.
All right. Describe what's happening here while the rest go find Theron.
I imagine I have to get directly under the cage to even reach him.
Yeah. Yeah, so the con save is not for like the smoke or anything. The con save is like just
Yeah, I understand.
For, the good old.
yeah, so the blood begins to drip down around you. The smell sort of soaks into your clothes. Yeah, with a natural one, you lose your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We'll come back to that.
I just think the whole body kind of like sloughs out of the cage and collapses onto Odin and knocks him down on the ground.
That makes sense too. There's a charred, burning corpse on top of you.
But the body is still more or less intact enough to be used for like a speak with dead, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Like his head's not like barely hanging on by tendons or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
The
The bones are still intact.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay. That gift scared me for a second. I was like, oh shit, but it's not that bad.
Jesus. Oh, they're fine. Okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. Just watching everybody get up there. Anyway, you walk into this final room, sort of the front entrance to the like the waiting room, and you can see the last barrier collapses with a groan of weakened timbers. A sharp hiss of ember meets blood. Press forward into what looks to be the waiting room, now a half-collapsed tomb. Theron Mourngrave lies pinned beneath a slab of ceiling stone and shattered cabinetry. His upper body smeared with ash and blood, one arm clutching his sending stone with white-knuckled tension. His hair, once neatly combed, is plastered to his face with sweat, his breathing shallow and erratic. You made it. Good. Good.
What are you saying? You keep cutting out.
I guess I can't actually like whisper. It won't show up on the mic. I don't know how much you heard.
You made it something something.
That's not
That's
helpful.
what I heard.
What did you hear at all? Did you hear anything of the description of the room?
Oh.
I heard everything until you were trying to talk as Theron.
Yeah.
Okay, that's helpful. Okay, all right. You made it. Good. And that's it.
Who has found him?
Everybody in the building in the first floor except Odin. So that would be
It's time
you.
to save this motherfucker.
That's you, Nura, and Kat.
Meow.
Ugh.
Um,
I'm gonna burn my inspiration.
yeah, we decided last time. I think inspiration actually gives you reroll. Now that I think
Well,
about
I know
it,
that.
so.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
I also have no way of turning this shit off. I'm assuming I have the help action.
That depends on Nura, but I assume so. What's Nura doing?
17.
What are you doing?
What are you doing? There's a stone slab resting across his lower back and legs. Bits of scorched wood and broken metal frame his body like jagged teeth. His lips tremble as he tries to push himself upright.
Cat will attempt to push it off too. Cat's kind of strong. I forgot.
Okay. So with
It's under it.
16 from Malachar, that's your first sort of check. You sort of tilt the slab upward, but that's not quite enough. So Oral, if you want Cat to try to push it, give me another. You can do an athletics or a strength. That works. A 17, you tilt it up just a little bit more, You could almost drag him up, but his feet are trapped underneath. You'll need just one more push.
All right.
We're gonna chop
I
his
suppose-
feet off. That's what we're gonna do.
Okay, with a
20.
with a 21 and a 20, damn. Yeah, you sort of shove the slab aside. You managed to do so without sort of crushing Theron. And he says, "Thank you, thank you."
Nora, do you have any good berries left?
Did I
No.
have them on? Did I have them on me? Like, did I make good berries recently?
Oh, I thought you did last session. Maybe I was wrong.
Maybe I
I've
did.
been
I
wrong
don't know.
before.
I think Neuro was an NPC last session, and I wouldn't have done
That's
that.
what
to
it was.
Yeah, I wouldn't have used a spell on good berries.
This building looks like shit, right?
Pretty much.
Alright, I'm gonna hoist Theron onto my back and I'm gonna cast Expeditious Retreat to get the fuck out of here.
Okay. You, because of your previous checks, you're able to just go straight back out the way you came in, without too much issue.
Well, was Theron gonna say anything? Sorry. I know I cut you off. I felt like it was
No, I
necessary to
mean,
heal him.
he's not really saying anything in particular. He was just going to ask you to help him up, but you picked him up, so that works too.
But yeah, I'll get him outside and set him down.
Odin is trying to drag Aaron's corpse out of the building, mostly intact.
Yeah, Nura and Kat would see him struggling with it.
I suppose Cat will wander over and kind of prompt with the tail to just kind of lay him on the back.
Yeah, if I can.
It shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Nura wants literally nothing to do with this disgusting corpse.
Yeah, I rolled a nat. Anything is a problem for Odin at the moment.
Nura is going off at top safe speed to check the rest of the house to see if there's anyone else.
Yeah, you sort of going along the walls and having cleared a bunch of the rubble, you're able to make it through pretty much everything else you haven't already explored, and you don't find anybody else.
No traces, not even like hints of where father and daughter could be.
No, strangely enough. Nothing hints at where those two could be. Although, you could always talk to your buddy who questioned people outside. He might have some insight.
Well, I definitely want to talk to Theron. It sounds like he was in there when shit went south.
Yeah. You get Theron outside.
I'm gonna hand him my water skin.
Thank you. And he'll take a deep drink of it. And he sort of holds his hair back to clear his forehead off. And you can see the blood stains sort of trickling down. And he hands you your water skin back.
Malachar will take it and put the pork back in it, and he'll say, I mostly just keep this around in case anyone else needs it. You're lucky I do.
You're not wrong today, my friend.
What happened in there?
I was getting ready to move him. I thought it would be safer. I didn't even see who struck me.
You were struck.
He nods. And he holds the back of his head sort of gingerly, and as he pulls his hand back away, you can see it's clotted with blood.
That's a pretty good smash there. Perhaps we should get you to someone who can heal you.
You should go. You've got to find Navarro, Sophia. They're not here. I don't know where they went.
He nods. We'll do our best.
He's going to attempt to stand. Like he gets on like on his arms and tries to pull himself up. And then
I'll help him out. Fuck it.
yeah, you try and help him up, but it's like a bag of wet noodles.
Forget how weak you humans are.
Around
No
this
offense.
time, everybody else is coming out of the building. And Oral, you're coming out of the alleyway. And Oral, you hear through Cat as Theron says to Malachar, I can't feel my legs.
Well, that's not good.
Oral,
Yes.
I need you to give me a wisdom save.
A wisdom save, you say? Is that for Cat or Oral?
That's for Oral.
Right. Unfortunate.
And let's just change the music here. Oof, 11, not so hot. The sound, the words echo through your mind, through Cat, as they reach you as you sort of stumble forward towards the rest of the party. I can't feel my legs. You hear these words echo through Theron. You feel a weight in your chest as the breath seems to not want to come. Give me another wisdom save.
Unfortunate. Oh. Alright. I got that one.
All right. With a 20, you have a sudden moment of clarity. You realize, oh, okay, I'm in Lowtown. I'm fine. I'm good. I'm safe.
Alright. It's not me this time.
And then Theron, in a panic, he turns to you, Malachar, and he grips at your shirt. Can't feel my legs.
Well, that pillow was crushing you pretty good, bud.
Theron,
I'll try to do medicine on him real quick, but I'm pretty well now.
all right, give me that medicine check. You've helped Theron down as he's trying to hold on, but he's collapsing on you in real time. You help him into sort of a sitting position, and you sort of lay his legs out in front of him. And you see the dazed look in his eyes.
I'm gonna reach out and kind of slap his cheek a little.
Don't go to sleep. You got hit in the head.
He, go ahead, Nura.
Oh, I was just going to say, Nura comes running over when she sees things going sideways real fast. I'm going to Ooh, good thing. Drop my wild shape. And then use my last wild shape to hit a starry form. I will take on the starry form of the herdsman. A sickle of stars appears in my hands, and the constellation of the herdsman, my shattered gem horns, take the constellation shape, and I will cast my last level 2 spell, Healing Spirit,
Healing Spirit.
on his
Post that for
bear.
me, please. Ah, this spell. Okay.
And my starry form, the herdsman constellation, gives me bonuses on healing.
Nice. Go ahead and roll that hit points.
Okay.
From your bonus. I mean, the 6 is already rolled from the spirit.
Okay, 1d8 plus my wisdom. Okay. 7 plus my wisdom,
So plus 3.
which is 3. Yep. 10.
So a total of
10 plus 3,
16.
16.
You can see as sort of the crushed bones in Theron's legs begin to sort of reset and reform themselves. The blood pooling down around his head seems to be drying up. But the blank expression in his eyes remains, and he continues to call out, I can't feel my legs! Oral.
Yeah.
Give me another wisdom save. And describe for me as you're coming towards the party what that looks like.
The first time I probably would have been stumbling. Second time I would have caught myself, and this time I'm still under cat, but that is our roll. And this time I
17
will
makes the save.
Yeah, I will kind of walk with a little bit more confidence in myself after hearing it the second and the third time. I'm like, this isn't me. I'm fine. I'm moving. Just need to keep moving.
Theron is looking around frantically, looking to everyone for help. He looks at Malakar above him. He looks at Nura, and as she stands over him with her healing form, he looks to Elias, who's now emerged from the rooftop. And then he catches eyes with you, Oral. And he tries to stand and pull himself towards you, Oral, and he says, I can't feel my legs. Give me a wisdom save, please.
That one. Okay.
All right.
I'm gonna eat
describe
shit. Yeah, I'm going down.
You all see as he's talking to Oral, and you see Oral's coming out of an alleyway, and maybe Elias, you might have noticed this coming from the side. But you see Oral sort of stumbling towards you all, and then he just suddenly collapses into a heap in the street.
I am going to try to come around to the front of Theron, and I'm going to grip him by the shoulders, and I'm going to shake him a little. Pull yourself together. This isn't the end. Even if you can't feel your legs, you're not done. Now pull it together. This is not how we do things at the round table at all. You taught me that, Theron. Now pull it together.
Theron looks shaken. His eyes start to water, and he closes his eyes and grimaces, and he slowly nods. Yeah, Oral, your theme song gets really loud at the end there.
It does.
Oral,
I will
go ahead. Nora.
connect to Oral collapsed, right?
Yeah.
I will use my psychic connection to connect to both Oral and to Theron. And I will try and pull them into my place of the endless sands, into my peaceful spot, and be like, "You are all right. You are here."
This will be interesting. Okay. We'll come back to that. That's you'll have to do some rolls for this, Nora.
Yeah.
Okay. Before we cut to Oral for most of the rest of the session, what is everybody else doing?
So you brought Elias back?
Yeah, Elias, you would have come down from the roof by now. You would have been there to see them pulling out Theron and see Oral collapse. Elias, are you doing anything?
When I entered the building, did I see the body? I guess so. Where is the body?
The body? Are you talking about Theron? Are you talking about
No,
No, Valis. Odin and Kat have brought the body out. Odin seems to be reeling at this moment, but Kat is carrying the body of Aaron Valis, which is quite a sight. It's charred to a crisp. He's missing the top half of his head. There's a symbol of a rat carved into his face.
Lovely.
Somebody say something.
What? Justin, are you joking?
No, I thought that somebody said something in the chat. That's why I was like, what was that?
Oh.
Did do I get the feeling that Theron managed to reach someone on his sending stone, like his help already on its way?
Oh, Theron is out of it. Like, his sending stone connects to Odin.
Oh, that's right.
Buddy,
I'll get out
what's going
my.
on? Okay, sorry, go ahead.
We have sending stones to our order, right?
But they connect to Theron.
Never mind then.
I have a sending stone to Caden. I can send a message to Caden potentially.
You could.
But at the moment, I can't.
You're not sure what you want to say, yeah.
I think Odin will keep it together long enough to help Kat get the body out of the building, and as soon as wherever the body ends up on the ground, I think Odin will stumble away from it, probably about 5, 10, 15 feet, and collapse on the ground himself. Covered in blood and viscera. Like, he's monochromatically like black and white mostly when you look at him, the way he dresses, but it's all red. He looks like Carrie after the pig's blood is dropped on her in the movie Carrie. All the finery that he wraps himself in is just entirely stripped away. He looks like a different person. And he
Yeah.
just collapses onto the ground, on his back, just staring up at the sky.
All right. Anything else?
Yeah. After seeing looking at Theron, and then looking at the body, and then looking at Odin, and then looking at Arl being collapsed, Elias would just like get into it. His face would be like extremely emotionless, like blank canvas, and just go straight to the body. Sits down, like cross-legged, takes out a notebook and start like sketching everything from like the body, the rat, taking notes. Like, are the cuts clean, or are they like from a knife and
Yeah.
all that?
Let's give me a wisdom save with advantage. You set yourself to the work, and you manage to keep a straight face. You manage to hold all of the thoughts and emotions and feelings, hold everything back, and just focus on the work.
And he just tried to block the like the crying and all that. Tries to block everything.
All right. Well, we've got a Wild Lane has joined us at a somber moment.
Welcome, Lane.
Okay.
We're crying over here.
All right. So, was there anything anyone else wanted to do before we cut to Oral?
I think once I can pull it together enough, I will take out the sending stone to Caden, and I'll just say send help. And
Okay.
I'll tell him
Your
at
wife
the
will
Navarre
work.
clinic.
All right. Oral.
Hello.
Your vision begins to fade away into darkness.
Yep,
And
sounds about right.
you find yourself lying on the ground, crying out as blood pools beneath you. The world spins and the light fades again to black. Now you're standing beside a man, a masked older man. You're overlooking a table covered in maps and notes. It all swirls together. And now you find yourself alone, sitting on the frozen streets of Ebonstone. Your breath curls around you in the air like smoke. You're hunched in a narrow alley, a cobbled crevice between crumbling brick. Your clothes are threadbare, patched over dozens of times, none of it warm enough. Your feet bare against the icy stone. A crate before you displays scraps and trinkets, whirring baubles, spring-loaded pouches, tiny knives, little tools cobbled from brass and twine. They sell slowly. Sorry. But surely, you earn enough to live. There's a flicker of pride, dull and quiet, across your face. But everyone else wears fur-lined coats, boots and gloves. The snow falls heavy now, dusting your hair, gathering at your toes. Every hour sitting here steals warmth from your bones. What are you doing?
Excuse me. Do any of you would any of you be interested in any of this? Just to the passers-by.
Most of them ignore you, but a small child tugs at their parents' coat and says, "Look, look," and points to one of your gizmos. And the
These
parents
are
reluctantly turn to look.
these are sure to keep your kid occupied.
The kid looks at it and he picks it up and like looks at it in amazement. What is it?
It's a magical bauble.
The father, sort of in a condescending voice, looks down at you. "Yeah, what does it do, boy?"
Well, I'm gonna look over the object that they picked up with a little bit more clarity.
It's almost like a fidget spinner. It's like almost like a half-finished gyro.
It's a type of gyro. It spins and it keeps itself stable. It's a prototype that I've been working on. It's good for quite a few many things, not to least keeping a child entertained.
The father like snickers and he drops a copper to the ground. "Will this do?"
Yes, sir. Thank you.
And he snatches the toy away from the child, and the trio begin to move away.
Thank you for the business.
It continues like this for a while. Mostly people walking by, paying you no heed, but every once in a while, somebody's child stops to look at your baubles. And then a shadow breaks the falling snow above you. His figure stands in the snow, unmoving, watching you with quiet intensity. His dark cloak billows gently in the breeze. Beneath it, a smooth white mask obscures his face, featureless save a single black line carved down the left side. "You made these?" the man asks, as
Yes, sir.
he lifts what appears to be an auto-spooling lockpick between his fingers, carefully observing it.
I've put them all together myself. I didn't want to take any things that I'd seen other people do, so I found a way to get good with my hands, you see. Make things like this, mechanical like. I can put them together for, well, relatively inexpensive with what I can get, and they're quite unique, see? What you have right there, it's well, I shouldn't be telling you this, can kind of be used as a type of lockpick. But you wouldn't go telling the guards I said that, now would you?
The man crouches, standing or sort of sitting level with you, and he looks at you. You see his eyes through the mask looking over you, and you see a smile crack across his face as he says, "Of course not, child." And he holds out the lockpick towards you.
Huh. Well, if you're interested, you can always buy it.
Think perhaps, but he looks at you and he smiles again. "First, an introduction. I go by many names, but you may call me," and he seems to think for a moment, "the Revenant." I think I might have work for someone like you.
Oh,
And
that
then
sounds good.
And then the scene shifts as the snowfall heavily enshrouds the scene. We flash forward. Oral, you now sit on a crude workbench inside a dilapidated stone cellar. Its only warmth is a sputtering coal furnace in the corner. Your hands work quickly over a tangle of copper wire and gears, more advanced tools than those you've worked with before. Your clothes are better, not warm but serviceable, stolen maybe, or gifted. Across the room, the Revenant stands before a massive pinned up map. Red strings and thumbtacks connecting guard patrols, alarm rooms, escape tunnels. At the top, scrawled in sharp block letters, Windcrest Manor. He turns and looks at you as you're working on your latest gadget. You've heard of them.
Well, they're the lords of the area, and I might not know that much, but when you're out on the streets, you kind of hear everything.
He nods. Very good. Yes, they're old blood. More than wealth, they hoard things, artifacts, knowledge. And one artifact in particular. And he passes across to you a diagram of a crystalline gemstone.
And
This is what we're working towards.
and what is it specifically?
It is a source of ancient power. When tapped into, it allows one to do a great many things. One could set up a teleportation network to send goods across the continent, opening up trade for and jobs for many people. It could get people like you and your friends off the street. It could feed a great many mouths.
That
But
sounds
instead,
great.
he nods. Instead, and he looks frustrated. Um, it sits locked beneath their cellars. But I plan to change that. And he sort of gestures to his board and he sort of walks through his plan with you. And the scene shifts again. Flashes of visions go through your mind. You see arcane runes of a teleportation circle as the Revenant appears to be setting up an escape route. You see yourself slipping through tight metal bars meant to keep adults out, but not narrow enough to keep a small, starving child like yourself out, bypassing any magical wards. You find yourself into a vault and you find your way to the gemstone inside of a pressure-locked casing. The crystalline vault glows with a soft violet hue. Thin and nimble, you slide your way through the security enchantments and you place your hand upon this gemstone, prying it from its cradle.
I think this is it.
You recall the Revenant's words from before. He told you, I'll be at the portal. You grab the stone, then you follow me out.
And I shall head back towards the portal.
As you're running, you take a moment just to sort of look at this gem in amazement of whatever this object is. It's a large gemstone about the size of a fist. It glows with a red ruby sort of color. It seems to create prismatic rays of light shattering in every different direction. It's beautiful to behold and oddly comforting to the touch. And as you reach the edge of the vault, you see the Revenant waiting for you beside the glowing portal. He extends his hand out to you and he says, "Come."
I'll be right there. This gem, it feels nice. It's almost comforting in a way. I think we can do a lot of good with this.
He smiles, and it's a smile that goes from ear to ear, and he looks at you with this look of comforting. You feel like you found your purpose as he smiles back at you and holds his hand out to you.
All right, well, we should be going then. I can imagine that they might not have seen us get in, but still, we shouldn't linger.
He nods, and he'll go through the portal first. And then from the other side of the portal, you can see him standing there. He gestures for you to follow after.
All right, and I'm just gonna kind of start running in just to get out of there.
Okay. As you leap into the portal, you don't notice it at first. Your perception doesn't quite understand what's happened. You hear a sound like a door slamming shut behind you. Permanent. Final.
Huh?
You look down and you see the floor. The portal is gone, and your vision begins to fill with red. The pain suddenly overcomes you.
Arl will begin to weep and try and drag himself across the floor.
Go ahead.
As he's crawling across the floor, he's just going to blindly start kind of screaming out for help. Is anybody out there? Help!
As you open your mouth to scream, you hear a voice echo in your mind in unison with your own. The voice yells, "I can't feel my legs."
And I'm gonna look down and just look behind me.
And as you sort of look behind you, sort of the world just fills with red. Not with fire, but blood. And at this point, Nura, I would like you to give me an Arcana check.
Will do.
With a 14 Arcana, you try to reach into Theron's and Oral's minds. You try to pull them into your dream space to provide comfort to them. Theron's mind seems to have collapsed, and he seems to offer no resistance, no thoughts really of any great depth, and you soon feel his presence in your domain. But through this dream-like trance, you can feel a ripple, a tear, as you see through almost as if through a long hallway at the end of this desert. You see a small vault, and you see Oral sitting in a pool of blood as he looks back towards you. And the hallway seems to be getting further away.
I will I will reach towards the hallway and start moving towards him.
Okay. Oral, give me a Constitution save.
I am capable of. I am slightly more capable of a Constitution save.
A Wisdom
Nope.
save? Apparently not. You feel your breathing become raspy. You begin to shake uncontrollably. You feel as if you hear a voice calling out to you, but it's drowned out by Theron's voice and your own calling out in unison. I can't feel my legs. Nura, he seems to be getting further away.
I will call out to him as I will call out to him as I reach. I don't. Yeah. And I try and move there as fast as I can. Oral.
All right, Oral. Give me a Wisdom save with advantage. With advantage.
10. Wow,
Damn.
nice.
Reality begins to slip away from you as you get sucked further and further into this dream. Oral appears to you, Nura, as if he's shrinking, as if he's becoming small. Your words do not reach him. Oral, give me a charisma save.
Charisma save. Alright.
As you begin to shrink in on yourself, your childhood trauma overcoming you, you suddenly remember who you are. Not who you were, but who you are. Defender to Lady Seraphina. Student at the Avalon Academy. Pursuing your dreams of becoming an artificer. A friend. A member of the Round Table Hold. You begin to regain control over your faculties. Give me an insight check.
And this is like the 10th insight you've hit me with, and it's never gone well.
With a 12.
I know the base
With this-
DC is 13, Grim.
With this understanding, realizing who you are now, and putting the past behind you, you recognize that this pain, it still lives in you, but it does not own you. And with this, the world shifts. The blood seeps away. The snow fades. The darkness turns to light. And you awaken. But you awaken on the following day.
And I got schlonked out.
E. All right. How we doing on time? We got 30 minutes. So we can keep playing, or we can stop here and give Lane a
This
chance
seems
to pop
like
in.
the best place to go ahead and we come back. We can
Be like, what
just
the
what
hell
the
was
fuck
that?
happened in there? Yeah,
Uh,
I don't feel like
Nora
30
has.
minutes is enough to figure that shit out.
Mhm.
And if we get started, I'm gonna want to know.
I think this is a good chance if Lane is able to speak to, to hop in and say hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Oh,
I'm driving, but I'm alone now, so I can talk.
you missed trauma bonding.
That's what it sounds like, man. Orphan backstory.
Yeah, we getting some backstory.
What did I do? What did I do this session? Am I
Axel,
alive still? I don't know what's happening.
Axel and
Spawned.
Hemira went took the rat that Oral captured last time, and you went to go find Grimshaw.
Okay.
Just so we are all aware, Nura spent the entire time he Oral was out with him.
Who'd we lose? Justin? Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. And if she can, she'll be using her any chance she got, she would have been using her Dreamweaver, even if she couldn't like directly influence the dream.
Makes sense.
Trying her best.
She's been sitting there sending good vibes.
Nothing but
Yeah,
the good
makes sense.
vibes.
He just said nothing but good vibes.
Exactly.
Does anybody else have anything they want to say?
Is it okay with everyone if I once in every long while just pop in just to listen to the end of a session or something every now and then?
Bruh, are you kidding me?
Of course.
Are you fucking kidding me right now?
That
You can
means
listen to
no.
all the
Some-
sessions.
Axel
can listen to the whole thing.
himself can pop in as like a cameo if Grim, you're fine with that. But
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'm definitely not opposed to that. But
Yeah, we've already come up with some schemes with Axel for sure. Ne'er do wells, no good, nothing good.
does Nura, are you not only are you spending time you're with Oral the whole time, but I assume with Theron as well? Are they kept in like a clinic
I-
somewhere in the
I
school?
think they would probably be taken to the school's clinic, yes, and Serafina will be there as well.
oh right, did you guys find out what happened at the clinic?
Yeah.
What didn't happen in the
More-
clinic?
More or less.
What happened?
It caught on fire.
It exploded from the inside,
Oh shit!
and Aaron Vallis is dead.
Very, very,
Oh
very dead.
shit!
His skull was the top of his skull was cut off. His skull was caved in. He had a rat carved
Jesus!
into his face. He was
Eh.
also chained up to a ceiling and burnt to a crisp.
So he was tortured.
Theron has been paralyzed from the waist down.
Oh fuck! Oh wait, that was Theron yelling, "I can't feel my legs."
Both
Yeah.
of them. sort of in a dream state, kind of.
Shit.
So like Theron was
Yeah.
screaming. Theron was screaming, "I can't feel my legs," and Aura was making wisdom saves because of PTSD, and so they both kind of fell out.
Yeah.
And Nura pulled them into a dream state simultaneously.
Oh,
Theron
okay.
accepted the dream state, but Oral did not, and so we got like preceding that we got
Flashback.
like flashbacks.
Yeah.
Yep. Forge, you wanna write recap for next session?
I could. I'm just not necessarily sure if I'd be able to get in early enough. It's always
That
kind
was-
of a 50-50.
That was some fucking Hodor level shit, man. That nat one, that nat one, I can't feel my legs, fucking blindsided.
And then I just fucking, I'm like,
you
okay,
go-
yep, I'm down.
You go down the way you just described it, like you said it so matter of factly, and I was like, God damn.
For the record, it was always going to be 4 wisdom checks. So, in increasing difficulty, you made two of the 4.
Yeah. He designed it so you could get got.
Oh, Lane,
did.
also, we don't know where Dr. Navarro or Sophia is. We did
Oh,
find a
oh, wait.
picture. We did find a picture drawn by Sophia, presumably, of Callison chained up being tortured because Sophia has her disease comes with magical abilities that lets her sort of
The Aravina spell plague.
she has foresight
Damn,
and
you
clairvoyance.
kidnapped a diseased little girl? What's wrong with you?
No, we didn't. What?
No, we
No, I
lost
said
her. We
Grim
can't
did
find
it.
her.
Grim's the
Oh.
one who did it.
Oh,
Yeah. Yes.
yeah,
Come
but
on.
she left behind a picture, sort of either foretelling or telling of what is going on to Callison at the moment.
Damn. Shit's getting dark, man.
I think the ghost of Aaron Vallis is going to sit with Odin for a long while, because this is, in a way, the bullet that he shot. The bullet that he shot Aaron with brought him to the clinic, which is where he died.
Well, but also think about it from this angle. The clinic was maybe only attacked because Aaron Vallis was there in the first place. So maybe an innocent girl and her doctor father are dead because of
Way
it too.
to make it worse.
Yeah, pile it on. Thanks.
I mean, but Odin's a smart guy, so a smart person with self-deprecating tendencies is a dangerous combination. I know none of us know anything about that, but
Yeah.
Nope.
Well, I
Not
hope
at all.
today's session wasn't too heavy for everybody. I know, especially given Knox, his house actually burned down. So,
No, I wasn't
Oh,
even
damn.
thinking about that. I think
yeah.
my mind totally was on. I don't want to say I was not invested in the first half, but because I was engaged, I enjoyed charging into the burning house heroically. But that fucking everything with Oral was like top tier.
Yeah.
That was everything with Oral was a bit more emotionally destructive, damaging than than the house fire stuff.
Yeah, I knew the session would be a doozy. All right, well, we'll have more emotional damage to come soon, I guess. But
yeah.
you guys get a little bit of a break for a few weeks, I think.
Well, I just want to say that I had a ton of fun in this campaign, and who knows in the future if this campaign is still running and if things change for me, like scheduling and life wise, if everyone was open to it, might
Please
join
come back.
back again.
Please come back.
Uh,
Please, please come back.
Yeah. But I also just want to thank everyone for being very understanding and chill about it, because that's not always the case, and I appreciate.
I am not understanding, nor am I chill.
Well,
Yeah.
by
How dare you.
the time you might potentially come back, you'll already know the things that I've told you, so you'll be perfectly fine to slip right back in.
What did he tell you, Lane?
True.
What did he tell you?
Lane?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
What did he tell you, Lane?
That's not how that works.
I can what? He, you know, uh,
Traitor!
I can. Okay, Grimshaw is actually 3 kobolds in a trench coat that all work together
No
to
way.
cast mental manipulation on people. And they're really good with illusion magic as well.
What? How are you gonna tell them that?
Sorry, I know that was such a plot reveal. Damn it!
That was one of my Easter eggs.
Damn, definitely. I don't know. In the event of, hey, just go check Axel's like dormitory and find his conspiracy board. They'll tell you everything you need to know.
If I ever disappear, guys, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know. Knowing what you know now, Lane, what do you think? What was your batting average for your theories?
For close. Wait, okay, but they know some of my theories, so I don't want to. So okay, so you just mean on average?
Batting average. Batting average.
Well,
How many were
okay.
good? How many were bad? Like a percentage that was right.
I think it's complicated because like it's more like I would say 90% of them were at least 40% or more correct individually. Does that make sense? Like each one had some kind of thread connected to some kernel of truth somewhere. But I don't
There was
know
merit.
if really any of them were technically 100% correct because all of them were pretty elaborate. So close range stuff more accurate. Long range stuff very inaccurate. And it's so obvious. You guys should know the end of the story already. It's kind of crazy that you don't. Joking.
Jesus Christ Almighty!
No,
It's
joking.
it's funny though because like once you know it, everything becomes obvious.
Well, yeah, but I mean, you know, it's like once you know where a sniper is, you can see the ghillie suit, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get that. The riddle
You'll
is
have to,
obvious in
But
retrospect.
yeah.
you'll have to tease them in the future and be like, ha ha ha. You guys don't know?
Yes,
I
I will. I will do this.
the more important question is how accurate is all the random shit that Nura says?
You mean like the prophecies and stuff?
No, just like the random stuff that I make up off the cuff instead of the God-given prophecies.
100%. Everything
Yeah.
Nura says is canon. That's the rule.
Excellent.
It's actually not far from the truth, honestly. Like, the things that Nura has randomly spouted out, like cryptically, were almost all entirely accurate.
Yeah.
And I don't know how you've done it, but every time.
But honestly, I think regardless of anything that I may or may not have been told or know, I don't think it's honestly really anything that could prevent me from joining back in the future.
Sure.
You know, because it's really anyway.
Knowing is half the battle in this case.
Half or less. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
But anyway, I would love to join back if it becomes an option for me in the future. So yeah.
I imagine this game's going to be running for quite a long time. But
I mean, how much in-game time has passed so far?
a month.
Barely
We're
any.
coming up on a year of life. Of life playing time.
Yeah. Yeah, I think things will start moving faster. I plan on moving faster going forward.
Well, either way, it's been a hell of a game so far, and hopefully even more of a hell of a in the future. So, yep.
All right. Well, thanks for hopping in, and again, drive safe.
Yeah, for sure. There's actually something that I wanted to talk to Grim for just a minute in private, if that was okay with y'all, but I can wait until after everyone else is done with anything that they wanted to do.
I'm off to bed, so
All right, Felix. You have a good one.
good night. Bye bye.
Good night, Felix.
There was only one thing that I wanted to do before the
Oh,
time
hold on
jump.
just a second. Forge, don't leave yet. Okay, go ahead, Owen.
Oh, there was one thing I wanted to do before the time jump, and that was simply have Caden, if he can, get word back to his agency to maybe have people looking out for Vicente and Sophia.
Makes sense. Just as a heads up, and I'll make an announcement for this. Next session is a free session. I'm not going to prepare anything. You guys can just do whatever you. So this is going to be your chance to like, hey, what the fuck's going on? And then we'll end the session with you guys going to the round table. So next session is just going to be 3 hours of do whatever you want.
Fuck
Okay,
around and
I'm
find
murder
out.
hoboing. I'm just gonna murder somebody on the street. Just because I had
Wow.
you were all speaking into my ear that whole time. Like, kill that man. Kill
Kill
him.
him.
Helium.
I think it
We
was
never really wrapped up what happened with him.
I probably would
we
have just
killed
tied
him.
him up, but
Tied him up.
he
Yeah,
probably would
we'll
have gotten
tied
away.
up in the alley. Yeah,
'Cause I don't think
we'll-
anybody
we'll-
else would know where he was.
I mean,
I
I
love-
imagine if you
Sorry.
did tie him up, Caden would have, whoever Caden brought, or whoever he got in contact with and showed up to help us eventually, presuming that did happen. So ostensibly, he'd be in custody, no?
He was halfway down a side alley, a little bit of a ways away, unsupervised until they arrived. I think there's a strong chance he got away.
If he was tied up or he wasn't tied up.
No,
He
he
was tied
he
up,
would have been
but-
tied up, but Oral wouldn't have time to report to you or tell anybody that he had tied somebody up in an alleyway, so none of you would actually know.
Cat knows, but Cat can't talk to you.
Yes, unless Cat were to replay audio, but
Could Cat lead us?
Oh, that's a built-in feature, isn't it?
it is, yeah. Cat can kind of,
Yeah.
Cat can actually kind of function like Bumblebee. From the
What is it, lassie?
Transformers
What is
movies,
it, girl?
kinda.
Timmy fell down the well?
So yeah, Cat would have been able. You could have found him in time. Like he would have gotten away if you left him there for a few hours, but if you left him there for like 30 minutes, then yeah, you could have probably got to him. That's fine. You could have captured him. I'm just trying to like. I wouldn't logically know how you would have done it otherwise.
Another big juicy bit of tidbit of information you dropped. Gareth is now vampiric, plague stricken, potentially.
Maybe.
He is covered in rusted iron chains with spiked barbs, and he was
no.
hunting.
So we know who killed Aaron then.
There's a strong likelihood that that was who killed Aaron.
But according to Grunt Guy, Gareth is like changed in the biggest sense of the word.
Yeah, I mean, that's certainly a fair interpretation.
Is it also
Makes me doubtful.
it's we're meant to like okay how do I word this? The guy in the mask in Oral's flashbacks, is that the guy in the mask? Is that the Revenant? Is the Revenant who we are now calling the guy in the mask?
I don't want to comment too much, but I will say the figure that you've heard about from Aaron Vallis and Bungle is a man wearing a stone mask, the mask of stone, as the prophecy refers to the mask.
And the guy in
Um,
Oral's visions was wearing a white mask with a line down the side of it.
a black line through one of the eyes. Yes.
Gonna hit him with a big old maybe.
That black line isn't in the drawings, though. Correct.
No, definitely not. I would say you actually know what you've seen pretty detailed sketches. This is actually let me just share the actual handout. I've shared that before in game. Art mask. This is the mask, the mask of stone. What that looks like. The mask that the Revenant was wearing would be more like almost like a ball mask. It covers his eyebrows down to his nose, but doesn't cover his lips or his forehead.
Gotcha.
I will catch you later.
All right, have a good one.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye. All right.
There's nothing suggesting that Theron can't be healed, right, of his paralysis.
You get the feeling from you would have to roll medicine for this, really, but I can just tell you this, I guess. Nura healed his physical wounds. All right. It's probably either something mental, or something that could maybe be cured with like a restoration spell of some sort.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Like a greater restoration spell would fix most of his issues.
Most likely. You would think so, anyway.
There's also nothing saying there's not some sort of magical MacGuffin spell or something of equivalent nature preventing that from happening.
Maybe. I mean,
As far
I
as
guess
we
we'll
know.
find out. We'll find out in game what's going on there. But Theron is not out for the count, I guess we could say. All right. Forge, I just wanted to touch with you. How was that? What did you think?
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. We didn't get through all of it, so there's still stuff left to do in there.
Yeah. Yeah, I figured we would need to break it down bit by bit.
Yep.
But I figured that was a good, because we've already seen sort of where that ended was where another scene that we did before started, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah.
Indeed.
So we've seen a good bit of it. There's a few pieces missing there. I'm curious to see if Oral ever opens up to any of the other party members about this. Because Neura's going to be like, well, what the fuck is that? Because she saw part of it.
Yeah. I don't think he would do it unprompted.
Yeah. Yeah, well, Neura would have seen the vault, at least.
Yeah, if Nura pushes on that, he'd probably tell her about that. But
Fair enough. I just wanted to ask about that. All right. Well, anyway, just wanted to ask about that. But if y'all are good, if you don't have any other questions or concerns, Lane had something to ask me.
okay.
Grim, I do want to talk with you about something later on, if we can, at some point.
Yeah. I'll stick around if you want to just head to the